Greetings, y'all, Sir Sparky here. Today I'm about to give you all a computer game review on the ClueFinders. It's a group of kids who solve mysteries while learning math, science, language arts, reading, the whole shebang. And let me tell you about the team. Joni Savage, who is the leader, Santiago Rivera, a mechanical whiz, Owen Lamtrop, skater dude extraordinaire, Leslie Clark, who loves literature, and Labtrap, who is a robot. And believe you me, they have amazing adventures. The third grade one? The Mystery of Mafra. Joey's uncle, Professor Horace, was abducted by a monster. But little did they know, it was an evil plot for kidnapping animals. Once they tried to rescue him, they ended up in a kingdom full of talking animals. But it turns out the villain behind this was an evil poacher by the name of Fletcher Limburger. Well, at the end, they stop him, but it turns out the bad guy escaped. And the fourth grade adventure, Puzzle of the Pyramids, the ClueFinders had to rescue a professor who was kidnapped by an evil archaeologist by the name of Alistair Lovelace, who plans to unleash chaos upon the world. But luckily, with a little help of power of ancient Egyptian gods, they managed to stop them from unleashing chaos. And the fifth grade one, Secret of the Living Volcano, the ClueFinders ended up shipwrecked on an island where they discovered these mysterious items called cryptiles. It turns out that the island turned out to be a spaceship where aliens planned to take people's brains. But luckily they made a narrow escape through that. And the fifth grade one, the Empire of the Plant People. The gang ended up swallowed up in the earth, where this woman by the name of Miss Rose, who turned out to be the leader of the plants. But luckily the ClueFinders found a solution to put it in the pollution and save the whole plant world. And the math adventure, Mystery in the Himalayas. The ClueFinders had to go to Tibet, where they encountered an abominable snowman. But it turns out it was a crook that was stealing treasures. Unfortunately, the crook ended up attacked by the original abominable snowman. In the reading adventures, Mystery of the Missing Amulet, the ClueFinders ended up in a strange planet with a mysterious princess who told them to steal. Who told him to find an amulet. It turns out that the princess turned out to be an evil witch who wanted to use the amulet to steal life. But luckily, they defeated her, trapping her inside the amulet, but they used the amulet to go back home to safely Earth. And the Search and Solve adventure, The Phantom of the Amusement Park. The ClueFinders went into an abandoned amusement park when they found strange light that turned out to be a Morse code. And next thing you know, they encountered strange things. And next thing you know, the one that signaled them turned out to be a museum curator known as Jacques Ramon. But once they turned on the power, Jacques was safely down from the ride, but he didn't bother to thank him. And there was this other character, a woman by the name of Mimi Marone. And get this, it turns out their brother and sister was planning to make counterfeit painting, but luckily, the ClueFinders managed to capture them. And the the incredible Toy Store adventure, the ClueFinders were on way to San Francisco to a toy store. But it turns out they ended up shrinked by a villain by the name of Pericles Lear, who used a shrink ray device. But luckily they managed to foil his plan. And the other game, Mystery Mansion Arcade. The ClueFinders receive a message that Professor Horace was kidnapped, but it turns out it was a trap. And each of the ClueFinders were trapped in different rooms by their arch enemies. Fletcher Lindbergh, Alistair Lovelace, Pericles Lear, and Miss Rose, who joined forces and teamed up with an evil mastermind. But luckily the ClueFinders got out of the rooms and managed to capture the villains. And you wouldn't believe who the mystery villain is. Can you guess? Drumroll, please. None other than Carmen Sandiego herself. But unfortunately, she made a narrow escape. And Sandiego said that age-old question, where in the world did she go? Let's just say the ClueFinder game series are amazing and wonderful. But what if it became an animated series on Netflix? Let's just say it would be amazing. It would be genius. Tell me what you viewers think it would be.